Hello, everyone. You guys may or may not know me. My name is Rome Wilkerson. I'm a professional photographer down here in the city of Houston. I'm also a live streamer on Amazon. Today, I'm going to show you guys a simple way that I create the B-roll for some of my shoppable videos and some of the low budget or affordable items that you can purchase that will help speed up your workflow as well. So, one of the cameras that I will be using today, guys, is the GoPro Hero 10. Now you guys can see here I do have this accessorized, the media mod and a few other accessories. We're going to break that down as well, and I'll show you some other things that I've added to the mix to kind of spice up things and speed up a lot of the B-rolls that I create. Let's get to it. All right guys, so let's take a look at this GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 10. As you guys can see here, I do have it inside of the media mod, but if you look here on the back, I have this connected to the snap mount magnetic mounting system. This is going to become important going forward. But this is how I'm connecting the GoPro, and I'll be able to easily attach it and detach it to different things that I'll be using to create B-roll video. So let's take a look at the station that I have set up over here. All right, guys, what you're looking at is a combination of a bunch of different things, and it may look complex in the beginning, but in reality, it is very, very simple. I'm using two main devices in order to achieve some of my workflow. One is the DigitalFoto 360 rotating orbit platform, which allows me to rotate a camera around a product and get 360 degrees if I choose to. Maybe I just want to do 180 or 90 degrees or something like that. Now, I have added some other things to this. For those who don't know what this platform is, this is it comes from a company called DigitalFoto. This is about $499 for this kit. Now, I did add some other accessories to it. Say, for instance, these magic arms. I added, now the lights were sent to me by YC Onion. I have one of their waffle lights on this side, and I have one of their tube energy lights on the opposite side. And those are just connected with little magic arms. And then on the back of this device, guys, if we look down here really closely, you guys can see that there is a counterweight that works with this device, and that's what helps keep your camera stable. Now, currently, I'm only using a GoPro on this, but I have a number of high-end cameras that I have an option of using. Let me show you one of those so we can kind of avoid some of the people saying things in the comments that I only have a GoPro that I'm working with. This is one of my B cameras that I use here in the studio. This is the Sony a7 III, completely kitted out with the vertical grip, the small rig cage. I also have a zoom recorder on here and a few other accessories. The Sigma 24-70 2.8 lens on here as well. Of course, I could mount this camera also on the spinning rig, but the GoPro is a much better camera from the perspective that it is ultra lightweight, and it can also record in very high resolutions as well. So let's keep moving forward. All right, guys, so check it out. So here's something else that I added to this rig, and that is the YC Onion Chocolate SE slider. So this little motorized slider, I also added. Now, where this is mounted is normally where you would mount a camera. If you were connecting it to this rig, I'm just mounting it the same way using the quarter 20. And I also have on here a fluid head, a little mini fluid head. Now, this is from Robe. Now, they did gift me this fluid head. It's one of the quick release type of fluid heads. Does really well. You can use it for your tilts, and you can also pan with this as well. So that's going to come in handy in some aspects, but mostly just for the tilting capability of this. So in a nutshell, this setup is designed for me to be able to easily move from different type of shots for product. So I just have here on my little platform the Zoom H6 just as an example. And because I do have the snap mount on this GoPro, I'm going to show you how easy it is to connect the GoPro to this. Check this out. Just like that. So I'm using those magnetic mounts to just make it so much easier for myself to be able to, take the camera on and off. And whenever I'm ready to, say, for instance, copy the files off of here, it's a lot easier than having to disassemble something. All I have to do is just pop the camera off and I'm ready to go, plug it into my Mac, and I can then start. Now, what we're going to try, and I'm going to demonstrate here first, is 2 simple moves that you can do just starting out. Because like I said, for some people, this may seem a little complex, but it really isn't. I am going to use the phone app to control the YC Onion chocolate slider here, but you can control it manually. There's manual controls on top of the device. And I know some of my eagle-eyed people will notice that I have the slider in reverse. That is because on the back of this little fluid head is this little knob here. So if I have this going in the right direction, this will bump into the back of the slider. So I just reversed it. So all I have to do is, reverse my A and B points. It makes it really simple. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open my app, and I'm just going to use my Android phone, and let me connect to I'm going to connect to the gimbal first, and I'm just going to move it into place where I want it. So I've already lined up the GoPro. Now I do have the GoPro in linear mode as far as the camera goes, and I have a larger backdrop behind this than what I would normally have that actually comes with the device. And this is just a piece of foam core. Guys, you can get this foam core at your dollar store for literally $1. I have one in black and one in white, and I will be adding some light using that energy tube to the background as well, maybe even some effects. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the slider first. So I'm going to move to my B position. Let's say I want that to stop right about there. So let's go back to our A position. So that's about where I want it to start going in. And then my ending shot is going to end about right here, where you could just see the knobs for gain control. And I'm going to stop it there. So that's going to be fine for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the lighting on the setup as well. So I want to put a little bit of color on the background. So I'm going to probably do something, maybe some blue. Let's go with blue. Let's go with a blue. And I'm just using the YC Onion app. So I put a little bit of blue back there on the background. And then this light here, which is kind of like my highlights, I'm going to leave that white. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll go in and put the slider in its first position. So let's just say we're going to start about right there. Let's give ourselves a little bit more. And then we're going to go ahead and move it into our B position. Now remember, I'm doing this in reverse because I have the slider backwards. So now that's my B position, okay? So now all I have to do is switch over to video mode. So let me show you what that looks like on the app. So on the app, I have A and B. It also will show me the amount of time it's going to take for it to make that move, and also, the speed that I'm going to have it running at. So I have it at maximum speed. I am going to set this on loop just so I'm able to repeat this shot a couple of times. All right, so we're just going to go back and we're going to start it. So we're going to just do our first pass on this, but I have to start the camera to recording first. All right, so now the GoPro's recording. So I can go ahead and run my first. So this is more like a reveal. And of course, you're going to edit this, and it's just going to go back and forth. I'm going to let it do that a couple of times just to make sure we have some clean shots. All right, so it's going to come back again. Now, at some point, I am going to tilt it down just a little bit, probably right about here where it stops. I'm going to tilt it down a little bit more and then let it come in. So it's going to give me a little bit more options as far as the framing goes, okay? and then we come back out. And then I could bring that back up, or maybe even reveal more of the device. So I could do that as well. So let's let it go back in for another shot. One more pass, and then it's going to come back. Now this time when it comes back, I'm going to actually spin the platform. So I'm going to start at my starting point here, and I'm going to rotate it around to about there and just let it go in. And then when it comes out, I'm going to let it sit there for a second. Then I'm going to go back to this point. It's going to start going in, but this time I'm going to do 360. And it should just keep rotating around until it comes to a complete stop. And of course, you can edit out as much of it as you want. I'm just going to bring it all the way back around. All right, guys, so at the end of the video, I will show you guys some examples from this shot. I'll show you first just the raw footage that came off of the GoPro, and then I'll show you like just a quick little segment of me editing some of this. But remember, we're only using this for B-roll. It's going to be for cutaways when you're talking about a specific product. That's the goal. So I can go ahead and stop that right now. But having the ability to control everything from a smartphone to set up your gear really quickly like this, I think this is going to be tremendous, for people who are doing a lot of product videos. And of course, you can add even more lights to this. You can add, different types of backgrounds. You can do things like, say, for instance, with the energy tube, you can go in. So we could do something like a lightning effect. And then, let's see here. So with just this little effect, we're just going to use the lightning effect. We're going to do another 360 rotation and get some of that light just popping in there, just to see what that would look like. And a lot of this is just experimentation. I didn't even clean the recorder, guys. So I'm just doing this video so that you guys will get an idea of some easy, simple ways to create your B-rolls. Once you get everything set up, it's just going to work out so much easier for you. All you'll have to do once you do your initial talking portion of your video, you could just come in here and, throw the product onto your little platform, do a couple of different shots, and easily enough, just ease in like that. And depending on the speed that you're recording, so if you're doing 60 or 120 frames a second, 4K, this could turn out to be some amazing quality video. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of this video for today. So hopefully, some of my tips and some of the explanations, hit home with you guys. So if you're creating content for social media, if you're creating content for some shoppable platforms, this is just one simple way that you can speed up the process by kind of automating your B-roll section. Now, I'm just showing you how I'm using it here in a small home studio. You're only limited by your imagination, guys, so you could do anything you want to. But this, I believe, for a lot of people like myself, this is going to be an excellent, excellent opportunity to create, efficient, quick B-roll and roll those videos out and get them on the platforms. All right, guys, this has been Rome Wilkerson. I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, peace. I am out.